Hey everybody, welcome back to another video here on the Washington Football Maniacs YouTube channel. My name is Greg Sykes. If you're new here, thank you for joining us. This channel, of course, is based on the Washington Football Commanders, and if you love the Commanders as much as I do, if you're a long time fan as much as I have been, then this is the channel for you, so you'll want to make sure that you stay and hopefully subscribe to the channel. When you do, make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll never miss a video release. So Chase Roullier was released, and this was actually something that I think all of us felt that was going to happen. You know, Roullier has battled some injuries in the past couple of seasons, and we were pretty much thin at center, honestly, for the last couple of seasons anyway. Really, just could not stay healthy. He was a solid center for us for a number of seasons. But really, Ace moving on. And now I really feel like that the Washington Commanders are probably not done with cuts. They made a lot of moves this offseason and free agency and the draft to really fill some depth on that offensive line. Now, did they do enough? Remains to be seen, but I really feel like that the Washington Commanders are going to have some differences as far as exactly who we are going to have here in the next season. So if we take a look at the lineups right now, the roster, we see a couple of names here that are going to start training camp injured. And Cornelius Lucas has been one that's always been dependable, I think, for us, is a good term. Offensive tackle listed. Really was played a lot of guard as well, but starting the season with, I believe it's an ankle injury. Not sure if he's going to be ready for training camp. And then Andrew Norwell, offensive guard. There's a question as to if he's going to be healthy enough to start with, with that hip injury. These two guys, I think, could be a question mark for getting cut. Now, maybe Lucas makes the team. And then, of course, here's a third as well. If we go down, here's Shadiq Charles, could also be a cut as well. You know, Charles, he's had concussion issues, but, Charles has not really been able to find a solid place on that offensive line. We've rotated him in and out some, but just not really been able to get him into the lineup on the full-time basis. So right now we're looking at the guys who we have brought in. Of course, we drafted some guys. We drafted Breedland Daniels, Ricky Stromberg, center, and then we've brought in some guys. Of course, in free agency, Nick Bates, Andrew Wiley, guys like that. And there was another Trent Scott as well that we brought in, another offensive tackle. Chris Paul is another one that's interesting. Would be his second year. He was a rookie last season, so let's see what happens with Chris Paul. I mean, there's no reason necessarily to cut Chris Paul. I think there's still some time to possibly see if we can develop him. But you can see there's a lot of new faces coming up in the offensive line here. And so, it was really, again, there was no doubt that we were going to start seeing some cuts on the offensive line and some guys that have been around for a while. Cornelius Lucas, I don't know. I feel like he's going to be a name that gets cut, possibly. Shadiq Charles, though, I think would probably be a name that gets cut before Lucas. But definitely definitely, Chase Roullier with his injuries, and then of course us drafting a center, and then having a guy like a Bates who can come in and play center and play guard. I think we're pretty well with that, and I think probably keeping Tyler Larson as well. We're solid at center. There was really no spot for Roullier at this point. So who stays? Well, I think Charles Leno did a solid job. I think he stays. But I think he is going to get tested. He's going to get pushed for that left tackle position. But I think he stays. Now, eventually, I would like to see the Washington Commanders upgrade that position. But outside of that, I really want to believe that the offensive line has improved somewhat. It's definitely gotten younger, and I think it needed to get younger. I think it needed to get more athletic. But we do need to also get beefy as well. So athletic but beefy, because we really want to open up big running lanes for guys like Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, guys like that. We really want to make, some a good running, a running. Man, I can't. I'm fumbling through my words this morning. You know why? It's because I need more of this. Trigger alert. We just need to establish a better running game, but on top of that, we really need better pass protection. If we want to really develop Sam Howell, it starts up front. So let's see what happens. Of course, whenever that you have a new rotation of guys up front, there's going to be a gelling period. So it's not going to be right away, oh, we've seen the fruits of our labors. It's going to take a little while for these guys to mesh and fit together. But hopefully the front office has found some guys that will be healthy, found some guys who will be some good depth, and plus we'll keep some guys who have been around for a while, and we'll see. We'll go from there. But of course, we wish Chase Roullier all the best. He's been a good Washington player for us for a number of years, so I wish him the best. That being said, let me know in the comments what you thought. And with that said, I will see you in the next one.
Hey, you stayed until the very end. Thank you so much. Watch another one right now.